here, Marlon, and I'd like to invite you to join me on the Parker Daniels YouTube show where we will be discussing relationship from a blindness perspective. Tune in.
What's up, everyone? My name is Anthony Parker, bringing you another series on the perspectives of dating individuals who are impaired. And today we have a lovely guest all the way from the city of Detroit, Michigan. Am I correct?
Yes.
Detroit, Michigan. And I have another gentleman whom you heard earlier. He's going to help me out with this video. His name is Derek from Florida, but right now he's in North Carolina. Am I right?
Yep. Okay. Absolutely.
So, before I begin, I want to say thanks for everyone subscribing, continue to comment, follow, make sure you hit the notification bell, and tell someone about the show. Big up to my co-host Kim Daniels, holding it down. So we're going to jump into the discussion of dating with our two guests. And first off, we're going to let the females go first. And Portia, go ahead and tell everybody a little bit about yourself, your condition, and then we'll jump into the nature of the nature at hand. Go ahead.
Hello, everybody. My name is Portia. I'm from Detroit. I've been visually impaired for about 6.5, well, almost 7 years, due to a tumor. My vision was leaving. I was in college trying to get my associate's degree for child care development, and I couldn't read the books. I went to the hospital, found out I had a tumor, and they cut my head wide open on February 3rd, 2012. When I came to, I couldn't see nothing at all.
Okay. Wow.
Wow.
And Derek, go ahead on and brief the people about your condition. Eye condition. I don't like to say condition, impairment.
As we know from the last time I was out here, I will explain it again. I was born with a rare disease called Leber's amaurosis. It's a congenital disease. It actually it is causing my eyes to die as well. So I will have to make a decision down the road on if I'm going to have them replaced and go with the prosthetic eye or glass eye, whatever have you. Be all shiny looking.
Oh, okay. Get your shine on, right?
Right.
Okay.
So yeah.
So, we're gonna be talking about dating, and I'm gonna let Portia go first and give us a little synopsis of her dating history, and if she has dated before, and if she has any preferences, and if she doesn't, why, and just talk to us about the ins and outs of her situation. So, Portia, you have the floor.
Yes, I have dated. I have dated blind dudes and also sighted dudes. It's pros and cons with both. Like being with another blind person, because I'm totally blind, is kind of sort of hard in a sense, but not hard. Like me personally, I like the water. It's so relaxing. I love it. But like if I went to the water, like because I'm from Detroit, so if we went to the river walk or something, we would have to have our driver to help us to the seat or to a spot, whatever. However, we couldn't just roam around like to experience the whole river walk. We would have to stay in that one spot. Other than being with a sighted person, we can roam around, do whatever we want to do. We wouldn't have to be stationary, like some statues or whatever, however. And then if you dating somebody with some sight, well, I dated somebody with some sight, you have the whole trust issue. You really have to put all your trust in that person because they can take advantage of a blind person. Like they can see, so they can move around. They're mobile, whatever, however you have it, and yeah. You just got to put that trust in that.
So it's more of a trust issue that you have to have with someone that's sighted.
Yeah.
What do you have
Because
to
there's a
say?
lot of temptation out here in the world. You know what I'm saying? Shit, I'm pretty. But I know I'm not the prettiest or
I'm
the,
so
the
pretty.
most beautiful one or whatever.
Okay.
Right, you know.
So
I'm
Derek,
not
what
a
do you have to say about
bad-looking
that? What she just
girl.
said in terms of having a trust
Um,
issue.
I disagree with that partially, and I'll say that because you haven't been blind all your life, so you have kind of an advantage, a little bit because you've had full sight. I'm assuming, right?
Yes. For 23
Okay,
years.
so
Yes.
okay, so you've had full sight. You've had the benefit of having full sight. So I would say that you could get it taken advantage of just as easy by a blind person. Probably even more so because y'all both can't see.
Well,
I
Derek,
would say.
let me hold you right there. Tell and because you are you've been blind all your life, right?
Yeah.
Tell them how. Tell them why would you say that? What's your reasoning behind it? Let her know.
Well, because neither one of y'all could see it. If they wanted to do something, they could just really do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you wouldn't know it necessarily. You know what I'm saying? If they wanted to get you for your money or whatever, however, get you for whatever, they could do it. You know, because both of y'all can't see, so both of y'all kind of in the same boat. So I would think, logically speaking, you're at more of a disadvantage, even more of a disadvantage with the blind person because the blind person probably would know how to do some things and get away with some things even worse. You know what I'm saying?
Portia,
Or equally, maybe, maybe equally.
What chime in on that, Portia?
Yeah, you're right with that equally. Trust and believe that equally because of the simple fact that just because I have had sight, I have seen, heard all kinds of different things on how people can get down on other folks. It's a lot of manipulators out here, that's for sure. And I'm not the one that's really easy to get down on because I'm very headstrong. You know what I'm saying? I'm like 5 steps ahead of the next person. Trust and believe that.
Personally, has there been any times in dating sighted people, Portia, if you don't mind, that you just keeping it around that you don't elaborate, but that you feel that you've gotten taken advantage of?
No.
Okay. Well, Derek,
Mm-hmm.
do you have any pointers that you can come up with or can tell her that would maybe ease the tension if as far as a dating aspect
Well, the only thing I could say, and as a Christian male, I'm very prayerful about how I deal with people. You just have to have a spirit of. You just have to have discernment. You also just kind of have to use some common sense. But it boils down to, honestly, you don't have to trust somebody at some point until they do something. You really have to give them the benefit of the doubt. And if you are in a relationship, try not to. And this is what I tell people a lot of times: try not to bring your experiences from that old relationship because everybody's different. I'm one of these people that
Right.
I try to give people the benefit of the doubt without basing it on what has happened to me before because everybody is different. Having never dated a blind person, and this is by choice. However, like I told Anthony before, that is evolving, that's changing. My thought process would change on that if I were single. But having never dated a blind person, I don't know anything about what it would be like to date another blind person since
Okay.
I've never dated one.
Well, let me ask you this, Portia, and I want you to elaborate on this. I hope I don't forget my train of thought. Do you think, as far as dating someone who is totally blind, that they're more relatable in terms of knowing what you're going through and how you're feeling?
I thought about that too. Just because we have one thing in common don't mean that we're going to have a lot of things in common. Because everybody is different.
True. But do you? But do you
Go
think
ahead. I'm
that?
sorry.
But do you think the things that you all do have in common are more relatable as opposed to you dating somebody who can see? You know what I'm talking about? Like, like a blind person. If you dating someone who could see and you try to explain to them certain situations, they might be like, I don't understand. And you be like, well, or you're like, well, you don't understand because you can't see. You know what I'm saying? Do you think that would be a situation? Be honest.
Yeah, because I go through that now with my sighted friends.
Tell us about it.
Yeah, with people I socialize with. Well, like, I'm organized, I like things in certain places, but when my sighted friends come over here and they move things, that's an issue for me. Let me know that you moved it over here. You know what I'm saying? And then they're like, oh, no. Well, I do apologize. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, well, I like to keep things in order because if I know where something is at and I go to it and it's not there, it's very irritating.
So,
but they try a little bit harder to, accommodate. Oh, goodness. To accommodate me, because it's not easy because they always been around sighted folks. So
right.
being around somebody that's blind is different for them.
Okay.
Well, I want to touch on this.
Go ahead,
I got to talk about this.
Go
Oh, my Lord. I live with two very disorganized individuals. I live with a child that is a very unorganized child. I live with a woman who I love dearly. However, bad habits, they will move something. Oh, and perfect example of this was the other night. I was sitting in the kitchen to go get something. And I was told, it's in the bottom, it's in the middle shelf, blah, 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 blah. Okay, it's not there. Well, I put it there. It's not there. And a lot of times I ended up finding it, but it's not even close to the place that she said it was.
Amen.
And another thing that's funny is I put my things in the same place. I hardly ever have to look for anything of mine. These two people that I live with, Lord have mercy. And then they look for certain things that's important last. Like if you get ready to go somewhere, why would you look for your keys last? But I digress. Organization. And also, I do want to talk about this as well. Things that sighted people will never relate to that's cool. Like I like dope noises. Like for example, I like things like how the Apple computers don't make noise and the screen makes noise
right.
and it changes, it makes a noise. I think that's dope. Now, my wife, if I'm trying to tell her about the noise, she's like, okay, dude, whatever you say.
Yeah.
So those are things that they can't relate to. Different things like that.
So in essence, Portia, he's basically, and you can chime in on it, stating that it's, as it relates to dating, is it safe to say that you have to be more open and explain to that person what you like and your do's and don'ts, Portia?
Yeah, of course.
So just off the cuff, in terms of dating individuals who are blind and sighted, for you, Portia, has there been a situation where you kind of been reluctant to open up because of your blindness? You know what I'm saying?
Nope, I'm an open book. I let everybody know at the beginning. Because I don't know. I just don't have. I have zero tolerance for the BS. I don't got time to be playing none of that stuff. So
in essence, they make the decision.
I just let them know.
Yeah, make the decision as you tell them. What you need to know. I think that's pretty good. What you think, Derek? You think that's something that's an advantage or a disadvantage?
I'm sorry about that. I had to talk to my wife about
in terms of her being an open book, all right off the cuff. Do you think that that's a plus or minus?
That's a plus because you kind of want people to know what they're getting into going in. What they're getting into going in. You know what I'm saying? Like I always tell people, for example, they're like, "Should I tell people I'm blind?" Yeah, kind of important. Well, I may want to tell them after we get together. No, you don't want to do that. You know what I'm saying?
And I really want to touch on that before I forget. and I want to ask both of you all. Well, you've already answered the question, and I'm glad you brought that up, Derek. What do you do, Portia, in that aspect when meeting people? First of all, do you meet a lot of people before you date over the phone, or you just meet them in person? Because that's a good point that you brought up there. Because I want to ask, do you tell them right off the cuff that you blind, or you wait a couple of seasons after you've dated? What's your scenario?
Well, actually, I meet everybody in person. So everybody who approaches me knows that I'm blind because they see my cane when I'm out.
Mm.
So that's something I don't have to tell them. And then the blind people that I meet, we usually are at like blind activities.
Okay, so I take it that you just well rounded. That's a good personality to have. What about you, Derek? How do you when you were dating back in the day? Did you?
So when I was dating, I let them know. Usually, like she said, I talked to people in person. However, because I was mainstreamed in high school or during my younger days in school, I didn't do a whole lot of blindy per se things, blindy activities, if you will.
Right.
A lot of my things were, most of my friends were sighted. Like 90% of my friends can see. So the things that I did were more geared towards things that sighted people would be doing. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Okay.
So that's kind of, but yeah, I like to let people know right up front, man, what the deal is.
Okay, and well, one more question I have before we conclude, as far as the preferences, do either, and Portia, I let the women go first. Do you all have any preference in terms of the type of person the physical makeup of that particular person, or do you all, as a blind person, do you all just we'll just whatever it is, Portia?
Yeah, now that I can't see, I just go by how the personality, sense of humor, how they treat me. Because you can be the finest thing out there, and you could be so arrogant. You know what I'm saying? That is such a turn off, So, no, I really don't. It really doesn't matter.
Okay. And Derek?
My preference, personally, physically, I like them large.
Hey.
I'm into that. I also like somebody that's got a good personality, intelligent.
Freak.
Oh.
Well, I hear what you're saying, Portia. I'm quite sure that's on everybody's, because they said that about blind people, that we're gonna keep it rated PG, but they said blind people are extra sexual. So I don't want to ask y'all's opinion about that because we want to keep it rated.
I mean, we're all adults.
We all human.
We're all grown, man. We're adults. I mean, that's what you need to ask.
Oh Lord.
Well, that's the rumor, but
I mean, you hurry up.
That'll be a topic for another subject, I think.
Yeah, he's getting touched out with y'all. He don't want to go there. He don't want to have grown folks conversation.
But with that being said, I want you all to give me just a little synopsis of any advice that you all could give any individuals who are in the dating realm. And I'll let Portia, you go first before we conclude.
Wow. Just be careful and follow your heart.
Okay, that's very simple. Derek?
We're talking about being an open book. Initially, do that initially, man. Throw it all out there on the table. Don't leave nothing. Y'all have, if you're dating somebody that can see, don't leave nothing out on the table. Don't leave nothing off. If you're not as independent, be honest with them. You know what I'm saying? If you're not, certain things you're not good at, be honest with you. Like I told you, I don't know if I told you this, Anthony, but when I first got married, and my wife is here so she can attest to this, I never had taken out the trash in my life. Right. And she was like, dude, you're going to have to put a bag on the garbage can. I'm like, what? what are you talking about? That was like foreign language to me. But then when we got married, you know, it all came together, and I started doing that. So different things, like you should really let them know up front.
Okay.
Yeah, and she got me spoiled, you know.
I like that. And as the music starts to come up, I want to definitely thank you all for getting on this particular segment. Portia from Detroit and Derek again. Derek's gonna be original guest after. Big up to my co-host and everyone out there. I want you all to continue to subscribe, hit the notification bell, comment, follow, share, and all that good stuff. And before I go, Portia or Derek or both of y'all, do you have anything y'all want to say before I conclude?
I do. On behalf of Anthony, because he probably won't say it, this is a good show, y'all. We need to support our people, you know what I'm saying? Not to get all deep on it, but we need to support our African American people, our blind people that are doing positive things. This is a dope show.
Thanks.
Y'all need to subscribe. Y'all need to go out and support. Do whatever y'all can to support this man from doing his thing, because it's a good show.
Thanks. And
It's
Portia,
a great show.
thanks a lot.
Yes. Like, share,
Go ahead.
subscribe, all that good stuff, y'all.
Swipe down,
Stay in tune.
double tap.
Y'all keep listening.
Do that.
And hopefully
that.
the next show we'll be able to touch on that other topic. and we bring Portia back because she's the one that brought up the information. So ain't no telling what she got undercover. So anyway, with that being said, man, hey, thanks a lot, you all, and I guess I don't have anything else to say except support and follow. I'm out.